Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Right, new guitar day. I picked this up the other day. Basically what I did, I swapped my, if you watch the channel, you know the guitar, but I had a green HSS custom shop Strat, and I swapped it for this. Nothing wrong with that guitar, it's a fantastic guitar, but I've got guitars that do that sort of thing. So the guitar, if I was using sort of a humbucker, or if I wanted a humbucker style tone on a Strat, I'd be using my Sir, because personally I think that's such a great guitar, and I was picking that up way more than I was picking up my green Strat. So I swapped it for this. So this is a 1960s Lush Closet Classic. This is a custom shop again. Now the difference between this and the normal sort of Closet Classic is that this one, and it's not my favourite finish, but this is almost like a polished finish. But if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it in this light, there's plenty of cracking to the lacquer, which I really like the look of. I know loads of people don't like sort of relic guitars, but for me personally, this guitar isn't relic enough. It's a bit too clean looking, it's a bit too Hank Marvin looking. And one of the things that I really don't like about it is the scratch plate. So what I'm going to do today is to change some of the hardware on this guitar. I'm going to change the scratch plate, the pickup covers, and the volume tone controls, and this little pickup selector switch. And I'm going to see if I can get it to look more like how I want it to look, because at the moment it just looks a little bit too Hank Marvin, as I said. No offense to Hank Marvin. So what have I bought? I've got a mint guard. I think this is going to look much more sort of traditional on this guitar. It's a worn sort of mint guard. And I bought these Fender parts as well, these Fender genuine parts, basically mint, if you can see them there. Mint volume tone controls, pickup covers, and that sort of thing. Now, I guess I'm asking myself the question, why am I bothering doing this? Because the guitar's great. It really is a fantastic guitar, actually. It's actually the snappiest guitar, or the snappiest Strat that I've ever played. It sounds really, really good. So I've been really impressed with it. But I think I'd use it more if it didn't have that on it. So what we're going to do today, as I said, is to whip all of these bits off and see if we can get it looking more how I'd prefer it. Now, if you go and buy a custom shop guitar, and this doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes the dealers give you these custom shop cruise tools. Basically, what this is a selection of all the tools you'd need to do a sort of basic setup on your guitar. So I'm going to be using this today, but let's get the strings off, get the scratch plate off, and see how we go. I'm going to do another video at some point where I'm going to be darkening up this fretboard using some Montes wax, so keep an eye out for that video. This fretboard is a really nice fretboard. It is a AAA rosewood fretboard, or so it says so in the traveller notes, but it is quite light. It's almost got that sort of Pal Ferro sort of look about it, which you wouldn't expect from a custom shop. But as I said, it is a really nice sort of figured piece of rosewood. Let's take off the scratch plate. Now what I want to try and do with this is to keep all the wires intact. So it is a bit of a fiddly job, and now I'm definitely asking myself, is this actually worth doing? But we've got so far, so let's keep going. I've got to be honest, I'm not being too careful with this, because personally I like a relic guitar, and I know a lot of you might be thinking, God, he's just sort of throwing stuff on the guitar body. But this guitar is going to be a keeper, and personally it's a bit too clean looking for me at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too worried about sort of extra tiny little dents, etc. Okay. So here are the pickups, and here are the pickup covers that are on it at the moment. So these are all Fender parts, but if I pull that out, so at the moment they're white. What I want to do is to put mint covers on there, just look a bit more sort of vintage and a bit older. So when you buy a Fender guitar, and I'm not sure this is all Fender guitars or just the custom shop guitars, but underneath the scratch plate comes with this sort of shielding thing. So I can take that off of the old scratch plate and just attach that to the new scratch plate, so we're all nicely shielded, and I'm guessing that's going to help with sort of external noise problems. Now the way that I like to do this is to run the screws first through the scratch plate and fit these little rubber grommets, because it's much easier then to attach the pickups and then fit the pickups to the scratch plate. If I can find my screwdriver, there it is. And I can adjust that a bit later. Right. Oh God, see I've messed up here. Let's have a look, what have I done here? So that's volume in there. Let's put that in. That's still attached there. Volume. So the little grippers are in. Tone. Then the old pickup selector. By the way, if you're doing this, I'd really recommend using an electric screwdriver, because it's taking quite a bit of time. Now I've done this before where I haven't lined stuff up properly, and I've actually snapped off some of the wires, so if you're doing this sort of thing, just be really careful. Okay, it's on. It's not perfect by any means, but it's the way it goes. Switch tip. Got to admit, that was a complete ball ache, and because the volume pot, the screw is threaded, that's going to be a bit of a pain. So now I've got to get a new pot and tone. Do you know what? It doesn't actually notice, so I might just get away with that. And now's where we find out that things don't go back in properly. So what is bang on there? So the volume control needs to come round a little bit. Hey, it's in. Right. Now to me that looks so much better already. That's the wrong one. What have I done with that? There. And let's get it all put back. So to me, if you've got a Daphne Blue Strat or Telly, that's the colour combination there should be, not that tortoiseshell. I don't get it. I know that there's going to be different opinions on that, and that's a good thing because all of us are different. So let's get this strung up again, adjust the pickup heights, and hear how it sounds. So there you go, there's the guitar finish. Now personally I think that looks much better than it did look. Now there's still a couple of things that I'm not sort of so sure about it, and that is the sort of gloss finish. The thing about this particular finish, this Lush Closet Classic finish it's called, is that it's a polished finish as opposed to a normal custom shop Strat, which has a sort of dulled off nitro finish. Even though this is nitro, it's still got like a polish to it. So what I'm going to do probably in the next video is to dull that down a little bit, and I'm probably going to be using little micro mesh sandpaper type things just to take the light finish off. Now this is not actually going to scratch the finish, this is going to just dull it down a little bit. And what I can do if I do want to, I can polish it back up again and get it to exactly the same finish as it is at the moment. But at the moment this to me looks like a sort of standard American, apart from the little sort of lacquer cracks in it, it looks like a sort of classic American standard type Strat. So I'm definitely going to dull that down a little bit and get it more how I want it. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.